Hi, I'm Matt Kemp from the Underground Cookery School. Hi there, I'm going to show you how to cook a whole stuffed roast chicken. Now, I always insist on using free range, and you can always tell by the length of the leg. You can see it's been running around. Always a good tip, particularly when you're buying. The first thing I'm going to do is make a stuffing. So a bit of olive oil in the pan, and now that pan should be quite hot because it's already been on. There you go. That's exactly the noise I was looking for. I've just got some onions in here, and this is for the stuffing. This stuffing worked quite nicely for turkey as well. So we're just going to put a little bit of heat into those, and I've got some garlic which I'm going to add in a minute. Now, whilst I'm sweating all of that off, what I'm going to do is just stuff the cavity full of lovely things, because the actual meat stuffing I think should go in the neck. So the first thing I'm going to do, is just add a little bit of salt. So in it goes. A little bit of pepper. There we go. And I'm going to put a whole onion in. I'm going to put lots of garlic in. And just give those a little bit of a shake. The garlic goes in now, and the reason I put the garlic in afterwards is because it is much smaller, and that will take probably half a minute or so to cook. And in actual fact, I'm going to cook that garlic with the flame turned off and carry on with my cavity here. The next thing I want to do is just take a really large bunch of thyme. It's such a lovely herb, and it works so nicely with chicken. And I'm just going to shove that in, and it really permeates the flavour of the flesh. And you just want to see that like so. I'm just going to get some duck fat. You can use olive oil, veg oil, anything you like, and just rub that into the flesh of the chicken. There we go. And what you can now do is season on top, a bit of black pepper, a bit of salt. I'm just going to rub that in like that. Extra. Turn it over and do the same again. Doesn't have to be all over the bird, because you can rub that in sort of at a later date. And again, just going to take that off from a hygiene point of view. I've got some cayenne pepper here, but you can use chicken seasoning, a combination of spices, whatever you prefer. But I'm going to rub that in because that I always find a bit of cayenne, bit of spice really helps give the bird a bit of colour when it's in the oven roasting. Stick my glove back on, rub all of that in. Go around there. I'm pleased those onions have cooled down, because we can now get to work on the stuffing. So the onion and garlic goes in. I've got some mince in here. In this case it's pork, but you could actually use chicken or anything you like, beef. I've got a little bit of a few breadcrumbs, so those can go in. I'm just going to make the stuffing out of that. If it doesn't bind together particularly well, I'll add more breadcrumbs, but actually I think I've got what I need. I put in some roasted chestnuts, and what I didn't mention early on is where I'm going to put this, but in actual fact I'm going to stuff the neck here with that stuffing. I've probably got way more than I need, so in it goes. Now, the key thing with stuffing is when you put a bit of extra meat in the bird, it is going to take a little bit longer to cook. In this case, I've got a 1.5 kilo chicken, so it's probably only going to be 5 or 10 minutes. And cooking times will vary in any case, because some people have got fan-assisted ovens. I mean, this is a big industrial range, so I'm going to put it on about 170 degrees and cook this. I'm going to cook it for half an hour upside down. And the reason for that is my oven convects from the top. So I want to throw some colour and heat on the bottom of the bird, and then after about 20 minutes, half an hour, we'll turn it the other way around and cook it for the remaining time. So that's ready to go in the oven. I mean, that effectively is how to cook a roast chicken. And I'm just going to take my gloves off now, open the oven, stick the bird in, 170 degrees. We'll come back in half an hour where we'll turn the bird over so it's breast side up and finish the job off then. Well, we're going to have a look at the chicken now. It's been in there for half an hour. Now, if you do get rather more juice coming from the bird than I've got here, then feel free to baste. There's just enough for me to do that. It's always a good idea. But all I'm now going to do is just spend the remaining hour cooking this breast side up. Just give it a little baste. I may look in there, but it does mean that you're going to get a nice crispy bird all over. Back in it goes. Right, well that chicken's now been in for actually a little longer, about an hour 35 minutes. And it's looking good. Here's the thing. When you cook a chicken, what you should always do before carving is let it rest. And that is how you cook a stuffed chicken, or even how you roast a chicken. All the same thing. Looks delicious.